Hello, I'm going to explain the AR application I have been developing for the last few weeks. Here's how the application starts. I'm using Vuforia framework as the AR portion of our application. And in the beginning, you have the option of choosing what language you want the application to show up in. What the application does is it practically looks at a bill and tells you the history behind the bill. So you typically on the bill you don't know what's happening in the bill, and this is used as a history thing. On top of that, I also put uh a the amount of currency the money's worth. So right here, you get to choose what language you want to see the bills in. For our demonstration, we're gonna see it in French, for example, and then you also get to see what currency you want to see, how much that bill is worth. In case you just walk around the world and you run into a random bill and you want to see how it compares to your local currency, you can, let's say CAD because I'm Canadian. As you can see at the bottom, the option was chosen, and if we click start, the bills will start to be. It will go to a new scene, and you'll hear this background noise. Um, as you can see, the name like the bills were just made. Uh, And then if you look here, you can see how the bills were generated. It's dynamically generated from a JSON file. And let's say we want to look at the 5,000 Korean won right here and see how much it's worth. You can see that 5,000 Korean won is actually worth $5.8957 Canadian dollars to the exact point. And then you can see the history behind that bill's making and why it was made. And this also happens for any of the currencies you want to see here. Let's just grab another. Let's just see the American $50 bill, for example. Um, it's right here. American $50 bill is worth $66 Canadian, almost 67. And then you see the history behind the American dollar bill. Uh, I developed this by using multiple things. Um, Vuforia's framework was the main thing we used to develop this. This was an AI application. But on top of that, I made a bills.json file that I populated with a bunch of information right here. And then in order to make it serializable, I had to have bills.cs and bills to make it serializable, and then that wasn't working as well because this was a list, and serializable list is hard to maintain in Unity. So in order to counter this, I had to make a helper class for the JSON file, and then I also and this is how I test the get requests I was making from the website I was getting the bill information from. I also saved the bill information from the choices you made in the beginning on .dat files, and you can see the .dat files are right here. Most of the work on this application is done on this one, but before we get to that, uh, this is the how I grabbed the JSON information. I had to start a coroutine, and then it'll grab the information from this website, and I'm using USD as the base currency. Here's where all the magic happens, how the music is generated. As you can see, it's populated with a bunch of information. Here, practically, Unity grabs the Vuforia list I sent and generates trackable behaviors. From the trackable behaviors, I make a bunch of um, prefabs, and then here's where I populate the list, and so on. Uh, this app can be useful in multiple ways. Let's say you're running into, let's say you're just walking around and you see foreign currency that you don't know how much it's worth. All you have to do with this application is just to show it, and then uh, it tells you where the uh, it tells you where it's generated from, how much it's worth. using AR. It's also used as a learning mechanism since it tells you the history behind the currency. And that's pretty much it. Thank you.